our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
How you doing, Andy?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm all right. We finally got power back, which is
Uh,
good.
you told me earlier today that your power was out, so I stopped preparing for tonight. And then when you said power is back on, I was like, "Meh." What's funny is I then had a scramble to get, I have so many videos for tonight. I apologize in advance, but like I had a scramble to get videos, and then I opened up Twitter and I saw. I'm going to be real quick about this, but there is a spot in Broken Arrow, which is a little city right outside of Tulsa. That it's zoned for agriculture, and someone wants to build a mosque there. And the
Okay.
people of Broken Arrow have been going nuts for like the past 2 days on like Facebook. Like I've seen like Facebook, like the comments, there's like 14,000 comments, and people are like, "We don't want them here." You remember Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy that did he was Ali G and Borat and all that? He had a
Yeah.
show on Showtime that was called Who is America like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
one
Good
of the
show.
episodes, he dressed up like a hippie liberal professor, and it was in Arizona, I think, and he was trying to pitch this city on the largest mosque in America being built in their city. And they
Yeah.
were like, it exposed the racism. Anyhow, tonight they're doing that exact same meeting for real is happening in Broken Arrow, and it's being live streamed by a couple different people. And I
Oh.
saw it, and I stumbled upon it, and I was like, "Oh, let me watch this for a minute." And dude, I was locked in. Like I watched an hour and a half of it, and like I haven't saved, so I'm gonna go back tomorrow and watch the. I don't know how long it's gonna go, but it was just like that. There were people that were trying to be like trying to not openly be racist, and then there were other people that were like, "We don't want them here. Like this is a Christian nation, and they don't belong in our country." And
Oh God.
several people brought President Trump into it, and President Trump knows that they're not good people, and that's why he doesn't want them here. And like it was fascinating, like
Oh
fascinating
wow.
to watch. I sent you the link. You should give it a couple minutes. So
Okay. I watched it for like 2 minutes, and I was like, "Do you want me to watch this whole three and a
yeah,
half hour thing?"
I've seen about an hour and a half of it right now, and
Okay.
tomorrow I'm going to finish it. So that was the fun part of my night.
So who's trying to build a mosque there?
Muslims, I don't know,
Is
Muslims.
there like a giant Muslim population there?
I don't think I think that in Tulsa there are like 3 or 4 mosques because they were bringing that up tonight, and they were saying basically they don't see why we need a. I think maybe this will be the fifth. They were like, why do we need a fifth mosque in Tulsa? We don't need this. So,
Mm.
and they kept comparing it to Dearborn, Michigan, which has a very large Muslim population. And I didn't know this, but apparently East Plano, just outside of Dallas, has a
Mm.
very big Muslim population, and they were comparing it to those two and how terrible those cities are because of all the Muslims there. And I don't know.
East
I live.
Plano?
I lived in DFW for a long time, and I never heard about a Muslim population in East Plano, but maybe I don't know, maybe I just didn't hear about it. So yeah. Anyhow, I Trump has been on a tear this week. I have a lot of videos. Before we get to that, a little house cleaning. We did get some economic data this week. I'm gonna go.
Finally.
I'm gonna go through it real
Finally.
quick. So 62,000 jobs added in November. That's above. I think they were thinking it was gonna be about 50,000, and it was 62,000 jobs. So yay. Bad news is we lost 105,000 jobs in October. Which
Whoa.
and everybody's saying that November is gonna end up getting revised downward. We'll wait and see about that.
Are these
Unemployment.
numbers coming out of the Trump administration?
Yes.
So
Uh,
can we trust those numbers?
we'll see.
Okay.
Unemployment is up to 4.6%. That's the highest it's been in 3 years. As of today, there are 1 million more unemployed people than there were in January when Trump took office. So we've
Wow.
lost a million jobs, I guess.
Wow.
Inflation, they're taking a victory lap today. Inflation is at 2.7%. It was 2.9 when he took over in January. The last month we had for sure was September, and that was 3%. It's down to 2.7. Republicans, people in the Trump administration are spiking the football today and dancing. They're celebrating. Look, inflation is coming down. I'm going to throw some cold water on that. Um, they didn't have all, and they even came out and they were like, well, we didn't have all the information, but our best guess is that it was 2.7. It's kind of what they said. So
Okay.
here's the information they did have.
All items 2.7, foods 2.6.
So if you look over at the right hand two columns going up and down, that's October and November. The only 3 categories that they even got numbers on is gasoline, which is down, new vehicles, and used cars and trucks. Those are the only 3. So they averaged those 3 out, and it's 2.7. They didn't get any inflation data on food, energy services, commodities, medical services, less
Oh,
energy, shelter, transportation, Medicare, medical. So out of all, what is that, maybe 15 different categories that they're supposed to check, they only got information on three of them. So if you only look at gas, new vehicles, and used cars and trucks, it was 2.7. Now, food is the main thing that's going up right now, grocery costs. They didn't have that. So they're celebrating today 2.7%, but they didn't have most of the categories. So every every economist is looking at that and saying, well, if like next month when we do have all these categories, don't be shocked if it's back up to 3 or above.
so they only picked three things.
Out of, I'm guessing, like, what is that, 15 or 20, 15-ish, I guess.
So that means the rest of those were bad,
Well,
probably. And they just left them off.
they're claiming that because of the shutdown, they couldn't get accurate data on it, is what they're saying. They're blaming it on the shutdown. That because of the Democrats shutting down the government, we couldn't get all the data we needed. This was all we could get. Based off the three we could get, it's down. Hooray, celebrate. So anyhow, just letting you know
This is a joke.
that's the economics picture we got
What
this
a
week.
joke. Holy
So yeah. The other thing I wanted to bring up real quick before we get into all my Trump videos, Trump had a tweet the other day. I stopped what I was doing and called you at the time. You were not available, but I was dying to talk to you about this. Um, Tell me if you understand what he's saying here, but this is a tweet from Donald Trump. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America. It will only get bigger, and the shock to them will be like nothing they have ever seen before. Until such time as they return to the United States of America, all of the oil, land, and other assets that they have previously stolen from us. I'm going to stop right there. He's now saying that the oil under Venezuela is ours and they stole it from us, is what I'm. The oil, the land, and other assets. So their land and their oil they stole from us? At no point that I'm aware of in American history did we ever occupy or try to colonize Venezuela. And I'm a pretty good history guy. Like, I can never remember a time.
Didn't Maduro offer to give us all their oil too?
Oh, he did. He offered to stop selling to China and Russia and to sell it to us at a discounted rate, and we said no. But
Mm,
Trump is now saying they stole that oil. That's our oil, and they
that-
stole it. What?
I don't know anymore.
I
This
I don't
guy.
know. To continue on this, I'm going to skip down a little bit. Therefore, today I am ordering a total and complete blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers going into and out of Venezuela. He goes on for a long time, but so instituting a blockade is an act of war by definition. Like, everybody agrees on that. If you blockade a country, that is an act of war.
Okay.
So Venezuela is now, they have their navy escorting their oil tankers through the blockade zone. This has been going
Oh,
on for the last day or so. Also, President Maduro of Venezuela is calling for the president of Colombia to join forces with him and unite, because Trump has said recently that Colombia is next after Venezuela. So he
mm,
wants to join their armies together to fight off America as one. Um, I think what Trump would love to happen here is we send another helicopter to board one of their oil rigs, and that
hmm
helicopter or that oil rig is being guarded by their navy, and
Uh-huh.
some kind of a firefight ensues. Like, they try to shoot down our helicopter, like, oh, the Americans will go nuts for that. Like a helicopter full of our SEAL Team 6 or Army Rangers, whoever it is, a helicopter of them gets blown out of the water by a Venezuelan Navy ship. Like,
Dude.
that's that'll be like 9/11. Remember after 9/11 when we were all like, "Yeah, go get them," is that'll be that moment. I think that's
Oh.
I think that's what he wants at this point.
Okay, so
So
he's trying to provoke them into
if you have
starting a war.
their navy is escorting their ships through our blockade, like, that's a sticky situation right there. Like, any misstep could result in, yeah, could result in the beginning of a war, is what I'm going to say. So anyhow,
Yeah, Trump wants a reason to go to war. He's trying to go to war for whatever reason. He wants the oil for the
uh,
oil companies, I guess.
the
Who's he going to
oil
give it to?
the oil they've already offered us. And also, he keeps saying that, like, once we have the oil, we'll all be rich. No, what's going to happen if we get the rights to that oil is, like, Exxon, Chevron, whoever it is
Yeah.
going to Yeah, they're going to get the rights. They're going to make all the money. Trump's donors, and honestly, the oil people give money to the Democrats too. But all the big oil companies are going to make a lot of money, and they're going to give some kickbacks to the politicians. Like we
Mhm.
Americans aren't going to get rich off of this. The
We get
oil
nothing.
execs are. So if
We get nothing, Andy.
yeah, if you own stock in Exxon or Chevron, then maybe you will. And also, I didn't know this till recently, but apparently, I believe it's Chevron. I think it's Chevron. Like they're still exporting oil from Venezuela. Like they have a special waiver given by our government, and so we
Mm.
have an American company still getting their oil. So anyhow, take that for what you will.
That's-
Anyhow, moving on to the fun stuff. Trump. Okay, so we're gonna blow past this. Susie Wiles, the
Oh
chief
yeah.
of staff. I didn't even pull anything on this because I have so much other stuff. But she gave a interview to a Vanity Fair. It was 11 different sit downs over 11 months,
Wow.
and during that time, she said that Elon Musk was like a ketamine addicted weirdo. She said Trump has the personality of alcoholic. She said JD Vance was a conspiracy theorist who only flipped and started supporting Trump because he wanted to run for Senate. It was political reasons. Like she talked shit about. She said Bondi totally whiffed on the Epstein files. Like that all came out on
Mm.
Tuesday, I think. And then Tuesday night, they're like, oh, by the way, Trump's giving a primetime address Thursday night. So it was obviously they're trying to change the subject. They're trying to flip the narrative and go somewhere else. So Trump is giving a primetime address. The networks apparently did not want to cover this. They were asking, "Hey, is he going to make some kind of a big announcement?" Because normally, if the president requests a primetime audience on the networks, it's because he's going to say that Osama bin Laden was just taken out, or we're
Mhm.
going to war, or whatever. And they were asking the White House, like, "What is the big announcement?" And they were like, "Oh, he just wants to tout his first year achievements." And the networks were like, "We don't do that. It has to be something big." So they argued about it, negotiated, and the networks finally said, "We'll give him 20 minutes. He gets 20 minutes, and that's it." So it seems like they took what was supposed to be like a 40-minute speech and just like cut out certain parts and told them to talk fast. Like just go as fast as you can. I think they had the teleprompter on like 2 times speed.
Oh God.
Trump's cadence, like the way he's delivering this, I've never heard him this rushed before. Like, and he also never went off topic. He never strayed from the teleprompter.
Mhm.
Like he just boom, 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 boom was hitting the facts. It was interesting to watch. The the gist of the whole speech is we are the hottest country ever in the history of the world, and also it's all Biden's fault. Like the economy's Biden's fault, but also the economy's doing good, but also it's Biden's fault. Like that was pretty much.
He's so stupid.
I only pulled a couple clips from this. This was 18 minutes long. Here's clip number one, just to give you a flavor. More than anything, this is kind of the great clip that'll tell you what the whole speech was about. Check this out.
Okay.
1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress.
Did he yell the entire 20 minutes?
Yes, yeah. He yelled. He talked fast. He was sniffling a lot. Like there's a lot of conspiracy theorists online. You know the whole thing about how they would give Biden like uppers to get him more awake. Like
Sure.
I don't know what they gave Trump before this. It seems like they gave him some white powder of some sort. Like he was up. he was loud. He was fast. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Good night. Like he got in and out in 18
Junior gave him
minutes.
a little stash out of his.
It seems like it, man. And David Packman did a great where it was just a cut up of all the times he was like doing that. And anyhow, it was comical. Also, he always does the whole like we're the hottest country in the world. The leader of every country I talk to tells us that we're the hottest country in the world. We know that everybody figured out how to play Trump. Like if you want Trump to do nice things for your country, you go into him and you say, "Sir, you're doing a great job. America right now, hottest country ever, let me tell you." And then Trump's like, "Oh, that's great. We're not going to tariff you," or whatever the deal is.
Right.
But yeah, I believe him that all the leaders are telling him that. Like I believe fully that that's happening, and I believe that they are playing him, and they've all kind of figured out. They know
100%.
Trump likes people that are nice to him, so go in and tell him how good he's doing, and
Well, who was that in Trump administration that went to Putin and told him how to play Trump? He basically told Putin, I guess
Oh,
one of Putin's
that's
guys.
Witkoff.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's under the microscope right now for that, right?
Yep. Yeah, not so much. It would happen for like a day. He was under the microscope.
Okay.
But the very first sentence in Trump's primetime Oval Office address was 11 months ago, I inherited a mess. And then he went on and it was basically blame Biden, but also the economy's doing great, but also it's Biden's fault. Like it was just back and forth. Yeah, I will say he did talk some serious policy. Like he got into the nitty gritty of like what he wants to do with America. Okay.
Oh.
Check this out.
Oh no.
This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had
Words such as that.
Transgender for everyone, law enforcement, and words such as that. All right.
It looks like he was slowing down there too.
He stumbled. He didn't stumble, but he kind of slurred through parts of it. He talked about the tariffs a lot. Like the couple things that his advisors should have been telling him, like the tariffs are very unpopular right now. They're polling horribly. Don't talk about the tariffs. AI and data centers, like that, those aren't popular. Don't talk about that. He brought those up frequently. What's funny is he brought up the tariffs and he kept talking about the trillions and trillions of dollars we're taking in from the tariffs. Side note, SCOTUS right now, the Supreme Court is set to weigh in maybe in the next week or so, from what I'm hearing, on the tariffs. And as part of what they're discussing it right now, and they requested the CPB, Customs Border Patrol, is who basically collects tariffs, and they requested the official number. How much tariffs have we taken in? And they just sent that in the other day. As of December 15th, we've taken in 200 billion in tariffs. Okay, 200 billion is a big number. I say this all the time. There's no need to lie about that. 200 billion. Good job. In 11 months, that's a lot of money. Now that a lot of that money is coming from Americans and American corporations. But 200 billion is a big number, but he keeps saying we've taken in trillions so far. No, 200 billion is the number. So anyhow, they officially had to do a court filing saying it's 200 billion the same day as the address he did. Like they did it at like 3 p.m. and then 4 hours later he's like, we've taken in trillions to the entire nation. And it's like, we know you're lying. You just filed a court brief saying it was 200 billion. Anyhow.
Interesting.
I digress. The only other big news that came out of that, it's not even, I guess it's big news. One more video from this speech. Check this out real quick.
because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call warrior dividend before Christmas, a warrior dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776. We are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And
has anybody calculated how much that?
Like yeah, it's
$200 billion. How much did we pay out the farmers?
We only give the farmers like 20 billion.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we gave our Argentina 40 billion. They did calculate it, and it's like $2 billion. It's like $2 billion roughly. 1.4 million times 1,776. It's like $2 billion. Now here's the thing. First of all, funny notes. He stumbled over trying to say 1,400,000 or whatever. Like, I'm actually not going to make fun of him for that. When I try to read a number with that many commas, I'm always like, hold on, wait, is that million? Or so I'm not going to make fun of him there. I will laugh at the way he says warrior.
Yeah, warrior.
That was the New York coming out in him. Warrior. Yeah. I can't do it like he did it. And he said very clearly there that he's able to do this because of all the money that we're taking in from the tariffs, right?
Okay.
So it would lead you to believe this money is coming from the tariffs because of Donald Trump and his beautiful tariffs. All our American service members are getting $1,776 is what he said. Immediately afterward, everybody was like, "Hey, he can't do that without Congress." Just like he keeps saying he's going to give us the stimulus, the $2,000 checks for every American or whatever. Like Congress has to approve of that, and we are in debt severely right now. Like Congress does not want to approve of more money going out, and Republicans have been saying for the last several years that Biden's stimulus payments is what caused inflation. So why would Trump turn around now and do it? What's funny, then the very next day we found out there's some trickery going on with this warrior dividend going on. I'm going to let Jessica Tarlov with Fox News explain this.
All right.
More. God forbid you actually heard what you said. I'm interested, though, in Jessica and what you just said, because that was news to me.
Okay, so Defense One, I think, was the first to report it. This reporter, Thomas Novelli, I don't know. President Donald Trump's 1776 checks for more than 1 million troops announced Wednesday comes from congressionally allocated reconciliation funds intended to subsidize housing allowances for service members, a senior administration official confirmed.
So it's not from tariffs? Well, that kind of sucks.
So we're not taking the money.
You're taking the money from their housing and you're giving it to them.
So we're stealing the money from troops and then giving it back to troops.
It's just that if you're going to do
it's not a bonus. It's money they were already getting.
But it's a way
maybe we'll believe you.
But the Defense Department has the.
I hate Jesse Waters.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. So this was money that they were already supposed to get as basically a housing subsidy. Mm-hmm. So they were already going to get this money. But Trump is repackaging it and saying that it's from him. With his stimulus checks he did the first time, he likes to have his name on it, from Donald Trump. And it's like, no. This is our taxpayer money going to them. It's the Congress appropriated it. Same exact thing in this case. The Congress appropriated them to have this amount of money per person for housing subsidies. And the reason behind it apparently is a lot of times you take a soldier from, I'm going to say Oklahoma, and then you station them out in California where housing costs a lot more. So they give them these housing subsidies so that they're not screwed over that way. So he took that money and he's repurposing it as his warrior dividend. And I'm sure the check is going to come with Donald Trump's name on it. So
is he allowed to do that?
Apparently, because Congress already appropriated that money to the Defense Department, so the Defense Department can now repackage it however they want. The money's already been given to them.
Okay, so it wasn't like set in stone that it was for housing. It was just like a subsidy.
I think once it's appropriated to a certain department, then that department can move things around. They'll have to answer for it next time when they do their budget request, but for now they can do it. So
if you're the Department of Defense, you can be like, yeah, we need 10,000 new computers. Send us the money, and then they can do whatever they want with it.
Theoretically, yes. In the way it's supposed to work is then the next year when they request however much money they request for their budget, then our appropriations committees would then grill them on that and say, hey, last year we gave you X amount of dollars for this and you didn't even spend it on that, and possibly hold back money from them. It doesn't really ever work that way, but that's how it's supposed to work. So bottom line is this was money they were already going to get, but now Trump's making it seem like he did this. So typical Trump.
Of course. And he's just trying to get the military on his side, which is smart on his behalf, I mean,
especially if you're thinking you might do any kind of coup-like actions at any point in time, then, it's always good to have the military on your side. So good on him.
Another January 6th.
I did get an answer to a long-running question that you had. Both of us had. Trump said again in this speech that he's bringing down prescription medications 400, 500, 600%. We've always laughed. If you bring down the price 100%, it's free, right? If you bring it down 400%, then they're paying us to take it, I guess.
Yep.
Good on Fox News. John Roberts on Fox News had Howard Lutnick in the very next morning, and he asked this question.
Oh,
Lutnick's response. I don't know. I'm going to let you hear it, and then we'll talk.
Tonight, because some of them were just mathematically impossible. Listen to what he said about bringing down the price of prescription drugs. Listen here.
I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%.
Well, if you cut something by 100%, the cost goes down to zero. If you cut it by 4, 5, or 600%, the drug companies are actually paying you to take their product. So it raises the question, how much of last night's speech was hyperbole and how much was fact?
No, what he's saying is you bring it, if a drug was $100 and you bring the drug down to $13, right? If you're looking at it from $13, it's down 7 times.
It's not a 600%.
Well, but it's 700% higher price before. It's down 700% now, right? So a $13 would have to go up 700% to get back to the old one. So it all depends on when you look at it. You could say it's down 87%, or you could say it would have to go up 700% to be the same one. So it just depends on what you look at it. But basically what he's saying, and we all know what he's saying, is we are hammering the price of drugs down. That's what's happening. And he's announcing it all the time. He's got more announcements even between now and the end of the year. So
Their math just isn't math.
So it depends on how you look at it, Docs. If you look at it like every person on the face of the earth would look at it, you would say that it's down 87%. But if you look at it like only Scott Bessent, Howard Lutnick, and Donald Trump look at it, you would have to raise it 700% to get it back to where it was from where he wants to get it. Duh. I don't know why you don't understand this, Docs.
Guess you just have to look at it as a non-mathematician.
Yes, it depends on how you look at it. No, there's one way that we've all agreed we look at this.
Yeah.
You guys are the only people that have ever tried to turn this around.
These guys are full of shit, and I'm at this point I'm just laughing at this because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's all so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's
so
all.
and didn't they raise? So Biden had dropped insulin down by like 500%. Let's just say.
I can't remember how much it was. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was like $300, and he dropped it down to like $20 a pop or something.
Trump undid that.
Undid that, and so what's insulin at now?
I don't know, but the theory behind that was that Trump undid it, and then he wants to redo it, but claim, look what I did. I got insulin prices down, and it's like they were already down, and you fucked it up. So, anyhow, so that's all I got on Trump's primetime address. I will say this: Van Jones on CNN afterward, the first thing he said is he goes, "I'm not afraid of that guy." Like normally I hear a Trump that, the common people, he gets what the common people are going through and he relates to them and all that. Like Trump has lost his juice now. Like that whole 18 minutes made me go, like, honestly, I wish they would give him 20 minutes of airtime on primetime every network every week. Like, do it. Keep letting him speak. Like, this is awesome for Democrats. Like, just give him more airtime. That's all I'm asking. So that's all I got on that. We're gonna cover. The other funniest thing that happened was Trump hosted a Hanukkah party. But before we get to that, I have a very serious question for you, Docs.
What is that?
How much do you think it costs to create a penis?
Creating a penis?
How much does it cost to create a penis?
Does the penis work?
Yes.
Is it sensitive?
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say so, probably. It's
functioning.
functioning.
I'm gonna say my own skin.
I'm going to say it's functioning, and I don't know what skin we're using, but we're creating a penis that is functioning.
Do I get to have two penises?
Nope, just one.
So why would I chop mine off and put another one?
It's just theoretically, how much do you think it costs to create a penis?
Like surgery and all?
Yeah, yep, I guess, yeah.
$200,000.
No, you're actually a lot closer than I would have been had I had to guess this.
Okay.
How much do you think it costs to create a vagina?
Ooh, where they just take your penis and flip it inside out.
I don't think they really do that. I think
I thought that's how they did it.
I've heard that too, but I'm not a doctor. I don't know how they do it.
Okay.
There's a word for it. It's called like vaginoplasty or something along those lines. Yeah.
$100,000.
So your numbers are pretty close. I'll say this: you're pretty on the money.
Okay.
A vagina is a lot less when it comes to making one than a penis.
Right.
But luckily, we now all know the answer to this. Thank you to RFK and Dr. Oz.
Okay.
Check this out.
Vaginoplasty, a procedure a child does not need, costs $60,000. Shockingly, a phalloplasty, the creation of a penis, costs on average in America, according to this data, high quality, $150,000 per child. I do believe, with doing some work, that these prices have continued to increase with increasing manufactured demand. And I must point out that the creation of a vagina, in that case of a phalloplasty, or a scrotoplasty where you add testicles, that's extra.
Why is he talking about this?
And I'll have to look into this further for next time, but they're trying to make it illegal for hospitals, surgeons to do sex changes, gender affirming care, I'll say, on minors. And I don't know the full scope of what they're doing. There's been so much else going on, I'm not paying attention to that. But anyway, I just thought that was fun. Testicles will cost you extra. Who wants the twig without the berries? That's my question. If you're gonna get the twig, get the full package, right?
Whoa. Approximately 3,700 adolescents in the U.S. aged 12 to 18 with gender dysphoria diagnosed underwent surgical interventions.
I wonder what kind of surgical interventions we're talking about.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's vaginoplasty?
Vaginoplasty.
And the one for the penis was like fallacioeplasty or something. I can't remember.
That's crazy. I'm glad my numbers. What would you have guessed?
I don't know. I would have thought it cost more, honestly. I would have thought to create a penis would be a lot more money.
Now, this says hundreds of thousands of pediatric patients undergo these constructive procedures. AI is such full shit because this is AI said the other numbers and now it's saying this. Yeah.
You can't trust anything. So anyhow, more.
I kind of don't agree with children doing that. But.
Oh, I gotta believe there are certain cases where, like, I've read about times where the kids that are born with both chromosomes and then
Was
they
that
get
hermaphrodite.
Yeah, but there's a different term. Hermaphrodite's what we always called it, but apparently there's several different variations of hermaphrodite, and like there could be some that are born full on with like male genitalia downstairs, but then breast upstairs or something like that, and then they get surgery. They basically pick one, and we're going to make you into fully this one. Like, if that's the case, that makes sense to me. I don't know what percentage of that, whatever number the right number is. I don't know what percentage is that versus kids that are born normal, and they're just like, you know what? I feel like I'm the other way. If that's the case, if they're born normal and they feel like they're the other way, I'm for them being 18. And once you're an adult, I don't care what you do to your body. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. As a kid, I have a problem with it, unless, like I said, I think everything's a case-by-case basis. So I'd have to see specific cases to really give you my opinion on it. But I also say, and I say this a lot, this is something me and you probably have no business talking about. It's not my business. I don't care.
Probably right.
So one more before we get to the Hanukkah party. Have you ever seen the movie The Hunger Games?
Is there two of them?
I think there's a couple of them.
Okay.
I think there's possibly
I saw
three.
The first one.
So I've never seen any of them, but I think I kind of get the gist from clips I've seen of what they're like. We have our 250th birthday party for America coming up, and Trump has all kinds of big plans. He did a little video from the Oval Office the other day, and I clipped out one little part here. But this is one of the things we're going to do to celebrate America's birthday. Check this out.
In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. But I promise there will be no men playing in women's sports. You're not going to see that. You'll see everything but that.
So I think the Hunger Games is like one male and one female from every like sector or whatever world they live in compete. It seems like we're doing kind of our version of the Hunger Games, I guess.
Okay.
I'm all for it. I guess it's going to be televised.
I'm curious.
If it's going to be like American Gladiators, I'm all for it. Like, I used to watch American Gladiators. Like, give me that. So I wonder what state do you think has the best athletes?
Oh, Texas?
Yeah, I feel Texas. I don't know why. It's because we're born there.
Yeah.
Texas high school football, but
it's a big state. Corn-fed dudes.
Give me Texas for the win.
This is the thing our president is like focused on Hunger Games while like people are starving. He's focused on Hunger Games, building a new ballroom, and now he wants to do he wants to do an arch.
since you brought it up, yes, he does want to do an arch. Let's
no, there's things that he should be focused on.
The ballroom,
not construction.
Which I didn't
You're
pull
not
this.
a construction guy anymore. Get out of it.
I didn't pull this, but the ballroom was originally $200 million, is what he kept saying. And then at one point he was like, yeah, 250 million. And everybody's like, whoa, it grew. And then it grew to 300 million. And the other night when he was hosting, I think it was the Hanukkah party, he said, we're going to have an awesome $400 million ballroom. And it's like, hold on, whoa. We've gone to 400 million now? How did we get to 400 million?
I hope you have an answer for this.
So I don't have a good answer. He's officially fired the architect that was supposed to be designing this because they were arguing about the size. The architect was trying to convince him that what you're telling me to build will overshadow the White House. It'll be much too big. And Trump ended up firing that guy, and he's going to find an architect to design it the way he wants it. He was giving a speech in the Oval Office to the media the other day, and he had like a model on the desk in front of him. Take a look at this, just the size of it compared to the White House.
Oh, it is enormous.
It's much bigger than the White House.
It's bigger than the White House and
the West Wing
buildings.
Yeah, that's the White House and the West Wing's on the left. He knocked down the East Wing, and so that's what we're looking at right now. That's so big. Like, if he wanted a ballroom that size, couldn't we have built it like down the street from the White House? And that's where we hold all our big events, right down the street. Like, I haven't been to Washington, but the way I picture it is like in a small little area. There's the White House, there's Congress, there's all the stuff is kind of together. Pick one of those spots and put a big ballroom in there where it's right in the middle of everything else. Like, that would make sense.
And have an underground tunnel so you can go to it.
I have no problem with that. But yeah, so that's why it's 400 million now. So
holy mackerel.
Yeah. He also talked about the arch real quick. He's going to do the Arc de Trump as part of the $250 million, as part of the 250-year birthday of America. So, yeah.
So hold on. I thought aren't they fighting this? Like, he's not going to actually be able to do this?
They're trying to
rebuild the East Wing.
I believe there's an injunction that a judge put a stop to everything right now while the court case plays out. But I don't know I think he's going to win that one. I don't know. We'll see. So it's a monstrosity. Like, the only hope we have is that maybe he doesn't actually get around to building it before he leaves, and then the next president can like rebuild the East Wing or something. I don't know.
Well, even if it gets built, it's not going to be built until 2028.
Oh, well, that's anyhow. Yeah, he's a special guy. All right, moving on to the Hanukkah party.
Wait, did you say there was an Arch movie?
Yeah, so hold on.
Arch video?
I do have a clip for you on the Arch real quick. Here, check this out.
As I first announced in 2020, we will build the National Garden of American Heroes featuring statues of all-time greatest Americans, and we will build a triumphal arch as we celebrate 250 years of American freedom. We are the only major city. We are the only major capital. We are the only major place without a triumphal arch, a beautiful triumphal
arch.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. Like, we are the only major city without a triumphal arch. Like, I can think of all the major cities in America that don't have one. Okay, we're the only major capital that doesn't have an arch. I'd have to go through the list, but like, I know there's one in France and I know there's one in Italy. I don't know where else there is one. There might be one in a lot of other cities. I don't know of that.
Is he building like Noah's Ark, or is he just getting Ark and Arch confused?
Yeah, he's getting them confused because like the pictures that we've seen of that so far, it's called the Arc de Triomphe is in France. I've been there. I've taken pictures in front of it.
Okay, I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Pull it up real quick, but that's what he's going for is the Arc de Triomphe.
Oh, okay. So he just wants to build a monument to himself.
Yeah, and he's jokingly said it's going to be called the Arc de Trump. But also in that clip, he said that it's going to be like a garden of something, and he's going to have statues of all the greatest Americans.
That scares me.
Who's he going to pick? Like, hold on. Like,
it scares me.
In Trump's mind, who is he going to pick? Also, and I didn't even pull this. He did the president like Hall of Fame or whatever, the Walk of Fame, where he has all the president's pictures up outside the White House. he put plaques under each of them with a little description about them. And under Biden's, it says like Sleepy Joe Biden was the worst president in the history of America. Blah 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 blah. Under under Barack Obama, excuse me, Freudian slip there. He said Barack Obama was the first black president and the most divisive president to ever lead America. And they read like his Twitter posts, like they and somebody asked, and Carolyn Levitt ended up saying, yeah, the president personally wrote many of those himself. Like, and it's so like, even I'll say this, even Fox News was saying, they were like, this is not called for at all. Like,
it's going to cost us so much to undo all just the stupid little piddly bullshit that he did.
Yeah. You're correct. So anyhow, on to the Hanukkah party. I've been so excited about the Hanukkah party. I'm going to try to say this in ways that the algorithm doesn't get us for. But there's a lot of people, and especially on the right now, there's like the Tucker Carlson kind of Nick Fuentes area that feel like there's a certain country in the Middle East that has full control of our government. We are
dark force.
We are puppets of this country, according to them.
Yeah.
You would think that if you were Trump, you would be doing everything you can to not play into that, right? I mean, it seems like common sense.
Makes sense.
He hosted a Hanukkah party, and every clip I saw out of there, my mouth about hit the floor. Let's just start with the first clip real quick. Check this out from Trump's Hanukkah party at the White House.
As President of the United States, I will always support Jewish Americans, and I will always be a friend and a champion to the Jewish people. I have been. And I will say, if you go back 10, 12, 15 years ago at the most, the strongest lobby in Washington was the Jewish lobby. It was Israel. That's no longer true. You have to be very careful. You have a Congress in particular which is becoming anti-Semitic. You have AOC +3. You have those people, Ilhan Omar, she hates Jewish people.
Did he just let the cat out of the bag?
100%. So, like, the knock on AIPAC is you say, hey, AIPAC is a foreign country donating to our political candidates. And then anybody who's defending AIPAC says, no. AIPAC is American Jewish people. It has nothing to do with Israel. It's American Jewish people, and that's totally fine. And then there's a lot of people that try to point out, yeah, well, the money gets filtered in from Israel to these rich Jewish Americans, and then and Ted Cruz and everybody else tries to say, no. And I think the AIPAC stands for like American something. They always try to say, no. This is only America. This has nothing to do with Israel. Trump right there said AIPAC was the strongest lobby, and then he paused and he goes, Israel. And then he kept talking, and it's like, what? When I saw that clip the first time, I had to stop and replay it because I was like, I didn't hear that right clearly. No,
that is wild.
Yeah. AIPAC, and he's not. Here's the thing: he's not lying. The strongest lobby by far for a long time has been AIPAC. Now, everybody who's
legal or is it illegal?
If it's coming from a foreign country, it's illegal. If it's coming from Jewish people in America and they're not, it has nothing to do with Israel at all. Then that's fine. He just said flat out. He paused and goes, Israel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I got a kick out of that. After that, I was like, man, okay, that's about as bad as it can get right here, right? It gets so much worse.
Oh God. Of course it does.
One of your favorite people is going to make an appearance here in just a minute.
Oh, no.
Next clip from the Hanukkah celebration.
Always from day one, but I think it's okay if we ask Miriam Adelson. Do you want to come up here? Come up here, Miriam. Miriam gave my campaign indirectly and directly $250 million. She was number one. When somebody can give you $250 million, I think that we should give her the opportunity to say hello. And Miriam, make it quick, because $250 million is not what it used to be. Okay? Hello, darling. Come in. Incredible woman with a great husband, a man that loved Israel.
So, there are limits to how much a person can give a political candidate, and it's well below 250 million. And he's like, yeah, she gave me 250 million. Hey, don't say that out loud.
Indirectly and directly.
Yeah, don't say that out loud. She's not allowed to do that. Okay, that's one part of this. Also, all the politicians try to say, well, just because somebody gives me money doesn't mean they get access, so it doesn't mean they. No. If someone gives you $250 million, they should get to talk. Come on up here, Miriam. What? Okay.
I mean, Elon did the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the corruption is just blatantly in our face.
That's the thing is, like, they're not hiding it. Like the whole. He stood up in front of cameras, in front of the media, and said, Miriam gave me $250 million directly and indirectly. That would be a campaign finance violation if anybody cared. Nobody does. Okay. Like,
I mean, it's just, I feel like the Democrats are just writing every little thing down, and this is gonna bite them after the midterms. Hopefully.
You gotta hope. I don't know, but Miriam did get to talk for a couple seconds. So let's hear what Miriam brought to the table this night.
She is the reason I'm not a Mavericks fan.
Yep, she traded Luka. You don't trade Luka. But also she's also done a lot of other terrible stuff. Yeah. But anyhow, here's a little Miriam Adelson for you.
And now I met Alan Dershowitz, and he said the legal thing about 4 more years. And I said, Alan, I agree with you. So we can do it. Think about it.
Alan's here someplace. Where's Alan?
Alan is here. Oh, he had a flight. Alan is here. Think about it.
Thank you.
Maybe I will be the first one who told you, or second. Yeah.
She said, think about it. I'll give you another 250.
I will give.
But her husband, Sheldon, was an amazing guy.
Isn't this awesome?
We're so screwed.
She talked to Alan Dershowitz, he was Trump's lawyer during the first impeachment. He was also Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. He's also been accused by Epstein survivors. But he seems to think there's a strong legal case. It turns out he actually has a book coming out like in the next couple of weeks about the legal case for Trump to have a third term. That's about to come out. So he's talked to Miriam. Miriam is more than happy to finance the next run. Super.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just living in crazy times. I keep saying that. This is the theme of our country.
I didn't pull it, but Mark Levin from Fox News also, he's a big pro-Israel guy. He got on stage at one point and said that Trump was America's first Jewish president, and Trump was like, I am. And it's like man, like, I don't care what you say, but I know that there's a portion of the right-wing base that is pissed hearing that. Like, they don't like this whole why are we doing all this for Israel, blah blah blah. Anyhow, awesome. Again, let him keep going. Like, let's let Trump keep doing all this stuff because it's not helping him. So awesome. Like, no. I hope he gets even more.
Yeah, he's just so involved in like these dinners and these balls and building bullshit and writing quotes for plaques. Like, what is he actually doing for the American people? Nothing.
Tariffs are the big, beautiful tariffs are helping America somehow. Yeah. Tariffs, honestly, and I've seen this a couple different times, but like the tariffs are the single largest tax increase in American history. Like, it's weird to think that a Republican president is responsible for the single largest tax increase in American history, but he is.
No, it writes.
Nah, it doesn't make sense because like normally Republicans are for lowering taxes and running up the debt.
For the rich.
Trump is running up the debt and raising taxes. That's hard to do both. Like, I don't know how you pull that off, but he's doing it. So
he likes to spend money. I think he just loves spending money.
Yep. So anyhow, that's all I pulled from the Hanukkah party. There was more, but like I said, when Mark Levin got on stage, I could have pulled 5 clips just out of that, but I had to slow down somewhere. So
who's covering this? Who was covering that?
It was on a lot of the networks that night. I don't know who was covering it specifically, but yeah, I mean, the clips were everywhere. So anyhow, and then staying in the same arena with Israel, the ICC, the International Criminal Court, is currently pursuing charges for like war crimes against Israel for different things they did in Gaza. Trump has been threatening the ICC that they better drop the charges, don't investigate it, blah, 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 or else he's going to sanction them and this and that. Well, Rubio is on the case.
Oh, goodness. Today, the Trump administration is sanctioning 2 international crime court judges directly engaged in politicized and illegitimate actions against Israel. The United States has been clear we will continue to respond with significant and tangible consequences to protect against the ICC's lawfare, abuse of power, and blatant disregard for the sovereignty of the United States and Israel.
So we sanctioned 2 of their judges. The ICC judges, and at first when I read that, I was like, okay, like what does that mean? I don't get it. Ryan Grimm from Breaking Points. I'm going to read a tweet from him real quick. I love that guy, and he seems to be pretty accurate on everything he says. But he said, being sanctioned like this is a civil death sentence. No access to banks, credit cards, and therefore no access to most phones or mobile devices. Basically, no access to the things you need to live unless you move to China or Russia, which is hard to do if you work in The Hague. So apparently these sanctions are a big deal. Like they cut them off from banking and everything. So, yeah.
Oh. So we're going to war with the international court?
Yeah, we're pretty much telling them
war crimes that the Dark Force committed.
We're protecting Israel from investigations into potential war crimes. They also have kind of let it be known that they're going to look into these Caribbean boat strikes. And so this was a week or 2 ago, but Trump was threatening them, and he wants to make it part of the ICC charter. He wants to basically for them to rewrite their constitution or charter to say that they will never investigate Donald Trump or America. So that's about as corrupt as it can get. Yeah,
it's so corrupt. We live in we're supposed to be the good guys, right?
I don't know that we are. I'm starting to doubt that we are. So, yeah, I can't remember what movie it is, but there's a part where a guy turns and he's like, "Are we the bad guys?" And everybody kind of looks around and they're like, "No." It's like, yeah, we're the bad guys. I think that's what we're looking at here. So, right. So,
shit.
All right, we've almost made it through all my clips. I've only got one more, and this is kind of a throwaway clip, but I saw it and it was interesting to me. Me and you both grew up in a Catholic church. I don't pretend to be really up on the Bible or religion these days. I mean, I knew it when I was younger. The image that I have of God is a loving God. Would you agree? Jesus and God love us?
I don't know. So that's what they preach in church, right? But if you actually read the Old Testament, God seems very spiteful.
So that's the difference. The Old Testament, it was a God who, flooded the whole earth because he was mad about. Anyhow, the Old Testament's very different from the New Testament. The New Testament is suddenly like a softer, Jesus forgives you, and he died for our sins. That's
also just straight up send you to hell if you don't believe him.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I feel like the version of American Christianity that I grew up with was more the loving and forgiving Jesus and the loving and forgiving God. That's kind of what I'm used to. Right. American Christianity is kind of making a weird turn in the last couple of years where I'm not familiar with it. Like some of the things happening. Franklin Graham, who, this is a long-time televangelist type guy, but he delivered a sermon at I believe it was at the Pentagon, and this is like for their Christmas service. So Franklin Graham's on stage speaking here. This is a quick clip.
Wasn't his father the preacher before?
I think Franklin Graham is the father, and no, I'm thinking of Falwell. Sorry, I'm confusing it. Jerry Falwell, and I can't remember his son. Yeah,
I thought the Grahams had been with the Bushes, and even further back than that. Like they've always been involved in politics.
I think this is that same guy. I think I think this is him. He's been doing it forever. But
is he the guy that's in full makeup and his face is pulled back in so many directions?
So this is taped from a little bit further away, so you can't see his face too well. It's kind of blurry, but like I said, it's a quick clip, and you just have to hear what he's saying here, and then we'll talk about what he's saying. Because like I said, this is not what I'm familiar with, but check this out.
But did you know that God also hates? Do you know that God also is a God of war? And many people don't want to think about that or forget that.
God hates, and God is a God of war.
No.
I'm like, that's like when I heard him say that, I was like, hold on, is this AI or like what am I watching here? And then I found it in multiple places, and it doesn't appear to be. Yeah, Franklin Graham is an American evangelist missionary in the evangelist movement. He frequently engages in Christian revival tours. He's the son of Billy Graham. So Billy
yes.
Graham is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, Billy Graham was the one with his face was all plastic surgery, and he was like in the Reagan administration.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. So anyhow, did you know that God hates? And he's a God of war. Like, I feel like we're molding Christianity into what we need it to be right now on the right. Like, I don't know. It's like,
why do we need it to be like that on the right?
Because we need to attack people, Docs. They took our oil. They took the oil was ours. They took it. I don't know. That clip left me kind of speechless. Like I don't even know what, like, I don't have any good commentary on that. Like, I'm confused. Like, God hates.
I'm disappointed in humanity right now.
Did you know that God also hates?
And wants war with Venezuela?
He's the God of war. Isn't
God
Ares
wants us to have all the oil?
Isn't Ares the God of war? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know.
I think Ares is the Greek god of war.
I'm an Aries. God of war.
I don't know. I'd like to joke about that Franklin Graham clip, but
It is
also
Aries. You're right.
Okay, it's Ares. Yeah, it's Ares and Jesus apparently are the two gods of war.
Son of Zeus.
Yeah. So anyhow, like I said, I don't have any really good commentary on that. I'm confused. God hates and he's the God of war. Like, what are we doing?
I'm just disappointed in humanity right now.
That's what. Who was it? I think it was Tim Miller from the Bulwark after Trump's Oval Office address. He said that was awfully embarrassing for Trump, but honestly, it was embarrassing for all of us. And like that kind of stuck with me where I was like, yeah, like us as America right now, this is just it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, and there's people out there that are still supporting him and still they don't see what we're seeing. Like they get a very specific point of news. We bring something up, they're like, that didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, that 100% he said that.
Yeah. And the right-wing media protects their viewers from some of the stuff Trump does. Like they don't want to have to talk about it. They don't want them to see it. But I will say after Trump's Oval Office address, like I'm going to say half of the Trump supporters on the right that I see on Twitter and all that, half of them were like, what was that? Like that was so pointless. Like a lot of them did not think the Oval address went well. And they were saying it online. So props to those who said it. There were definitely some, like Clay Travis, the sports guy that's always on Fox. He came on. He was like, that was such a good speech. This first year of the Trump administration has been the best year I've ever had under any president. And it's like, what? Like,
guy is full of shit.
Yeah. But like I said, I was amazed at how many of them didn't just toe the line and go along with what everybody was saying. So I was happy for that.
Andy, what are we gonna do? We still got a whole nother year before the midterms. Almost a whole nother year. And then even after that, we still have Trump for another 2 years after that.
So we only have 11 months till the midterms. And yeah, we have, 2 years and 11 months till possibly what's gonna suck is as soon as Miriam Adelson said she'd give him $250 million to run again, like dollar signs. Like I don't know how serious he was before, but like, oh, you're gonna finance me? You're gonna give me $250? Like, and depending on how persuasive Alan Dershowitz's book and legal theories are, we'll see. And Alan Dershowitz and Steve Bannon are buddy, and Bannon has been saying all along that he won't tell us what it is, but he's like, oh, there's a legal way for him to do it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there's a legal way. Now we have Dershowitz coming out with this book. Funny, Dershowitz and Steve Bannon are both in a lot of the Epstein photos that are coming out. So also, nothing. I didn't have anything on this tonight, but tomorrow we're going to release this tomorrow. So the day we're releasing this, the Epstein files are supposed to come out. We'll see. I don't know if they're coming out or not. Well, I guess
we'll going to war tomorrow too. Because we talked about they're going to go to war with Venezuela and release Epstein files on the same day, maybe.
Oh, you want to hear the other funny real quick? Congress, like the House, was supposed to be working tomorrow. They were supposed to be voting on things. Mike Johnson, because so on the ACA subsidies that are expiring, there was a Democrat discharge petition that 4 Republicans signed on to just do a flat extension of the ACA subsidies for 3 years. So another discharge petition is making it to the floor for a vote. Mike Johnson hates this. Mike Johnson was walking out of there and he had to yell at reporters, "No, I have not lost control of the House." If you have to say that out loud, that's a problem. But anyhow, so the vote could have happened tomorrow, and also the Epstein files are coming out tomorrow. And late Wednesday night, Mike Johnson announced that he's sending them home early. They all left today, Thursday. He said all the votes that were supposed to happen Friday, we'll do it when we get back. Everybody go ahead and go home and be with your families. He's getting them out of town. So either when the Epstein files drop tomorrow, they don't have to answer questions, or if the Epstein files don't drop tomorrow, they don't have to answer questions about it. And they also don't have to take the vote on the ACA subsidies. So he, again, after he kept them out of work for 6 weeks because he didn't want the Epstein discharge petition to come up, and now he's sending them home early. And I'm almost wondering if he's going to bring them back after New Year's. Who knows? Maybe he won't. So, yeah.
Do you think the Epstein files will come out tomorrow?
I'm going to say 70% chance.
I think they're going to release something, but it's going to be blacked out,
redacted. Yeah,
redacted like nobody's business, and they're going to say that it's because it's to keep the victims' names off the list or whatever.
Yeah, I think they're going to give us some tomorrow, and they're going to say, "Hey, there's more, but there's so much, we're still redacting it." I think is what they're going to give us some, and then it's going to trickle out. By the way, Susie Wiles in her Vanity Fair piece specifically said, she goes, "Bill Clinton didn't go to the island. We know that. When Trump says that, he's wrong." Like she defended Bill Clinton, so that was interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They also have 75,000 photos that they're slowly going through.
They put out more of them today. Some of the ones today were a little disturbing. But yeah, so a girl with stuff written on her ankle. I can't remember what it said, but it was just odd. Like so.
With the book Lolita sitting on the bed.
Yeah,
I saw that.
That was weird.
Yeah.
So anyhow, just a lot of weird stuff. So we'll see. I'm gonna say 70% chance we get something tomorrow. I definitely don't think that tomorrow we're gonna get a bombshell. Like if there's a bombshell in the files, it'll be redacted. Like there won't be anything where we're like, "Oh my God, we knew it." Like that's not gonna happen. So yeah, that's all I got for tonight.
Apparently Susie Wiles' dad is in the Epstein files too.
Pat Summerall?
Maybe I'm wrong. No, not Pat Summerall.
Yeah.
It was somebody else. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who. Anyhow, every rich person, it seems like, had something to do with Jeffrey Epstein at one point or another. That's what, like Bill Gates, one of the pictures released today was Bill Gates with his arm around a woman whose face was blacked out. And because her face was blacked out, we're led to believe she's probably underage. I don't know for sure. But everybody, the right was kind of like, "Oh, look, Bill Gates." And it's like, I don't think anybody on the left gives a fuck about Bill Gates. Like, maybe they do. I don't know. Even Bill Clinton. Like, if Bill Clinton goes down in this, I don't think anybody on the left is really going to care.
No.
So, yeah.
No.
If he was a pedophile, then get him in jail. Like, I'm totally fine with that. So, anyhow, that's all I got. I'm glad we got to talk. I was so excited the other day with the whole Hanukkah party and then the Oval Office address. So I'm glad we got to get together and do this.
Yeah. Good to talk to you, Andy.
Yeah. So, all right. Have a good night, buddy.
Talk to you soon, bro.
Later.
Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you.